Hey Clarence, this is for you. This is how to make an audio recording and then mail it to somebody as an MP3 file. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up QuickTime Player 7. Now you can record your audio file in any number of applications, but QuickTime Player actually works just fine. So I'm going to go File, New Audio Recording. And what happens is it opens up this little guy. And you can see my meters are bouncing there because my microphone, which is actually just the built-in microphone on my laptop, senses it's all wired there, and you do that through audio preferences and let me think, recording. I didn't plan on doing this. Microphone automatic, so it's looking for the first mic, but you can also do your built-in mic wherever that is. Anyway, so I can make my recording. So if I just hit the record button, hey, look at me, I'm making a test recording for my buddy Clarence, and then I stop. Now, this is audio recording too because I've already done this once, but it automatically names it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this, do a save as, and I'm going to put it in my sound files folder that I made, and I'm going to call this test for Clarence. Alright, and it's going to show up over here, so there's my test for Clarence. Now currently this is an uncompressed MOV, what I want to do is I want to make the MP3 file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my iTunes, and here's an empty iTunes library with no songs in it. I just did that so it was a little bit neater. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this file and I'm going to drag it right into iTunes. And when it does that, it's actually going to put that into my iTunes library, and if I were to double click on it here or click on it here and hit play, hey, look at me, I'm making a test recording for my buddy Clarence. So there's the file. But what I want to do now is I want to make an MP3 file, and I'm going to use the encoding power of iTunes to do that. So what you want to do is you want to go to iTunes menu over here, go to Preferences, and in the Preferences General tab, down here it says when you insert a CD, ask to import the CD, and then here are your import settings. Okay, it seems weird, like I'm not doing a CD, but trust me, this is how this works. If I hit import settings, it says import using, and it's currently set to use the AAC encoder. What you want to do is change that to MP3. Now you can pick whatever bit rate you want. Most people 128 is fine. If you're a real audio snob, you can go to 192. We'll do 128 for this. And we're going to click OK. That's all we need to do in this window. Now again, we're not making we're not going to encode a CD, but we still have to set that right. So now once I click on this guy, the actual file, I'm going to go Advanced, and because I have that set for MP3, down here it says Create MP3 Version. So even though I've imported an uncompressed file, I can actually say create an MP3 version. And it takes just a second. It really does. And this file right here, hey, look at me, I'm making a test recording for my buddy Clarence, is now almost certainly the MP3. Now, the file extensions don't show up, but since I had this one highlighted and it put it right, and after I did the command, it remained highlighting the file that I started with, so I kind of know now that the one below it is the MP3. Now we're going to double check that by going over to Mail here, and I have a blank mail message, and I can just drag this guy right out of iTunes, drag it over here, drop it into my mail icon, and you can see, or my mail document, so here it says Test for Clarence MP3. At that point, all I got to do is fill out my mail to Clarence and say, here's your file. So that's the deal. That's how it works. Hope this works for you. Later.